Why Israel and Iran are at war with each other? Why Israel is only focusing on Iran, ignoring all the 57 Islamic countries across the world? To understand this, we need to go back into the history. We all know about World War II.
We shall never surrender!
But who were the main powers? Basically, it was conflict between British and Germany. So world has only two options, either to join British or to support Germany. So at that time, Iran decided to support Germany. So this upset the British Empire deeply and British started to attack Iran. Faced with mounting pressure, the Shah of Iran had no choice but to surrender. Once the Shah surrendered, the British placed a condition before him. He must abdicate in favor of his son, Raza Shah Pahlavi. Raza Shah Pahlavi was nothing more than a puppet of the British. And as soon as he took power, he began to introduce Western culture in it. One of his first acts, he restricted or he banned wearing hijab in Iran. He shut down mosques and masjids. He imprisoned the Islamic scholars and he encouraged alcohol consumption. Over time, Iran became the largest producer of alcohol across the world. Amongst these scholars, there was one prominent figure, Ayatollah Khomeini, who started to criticize Raza Shah Pahlavi and British government. His powerful words began to inspire the masses and soon his influence grew rapidly across the country. Raza Shah Pahlavi came to know and he noticed that Ayatollah Khomeini is so much popular amongst the masses, so he decided to exile Ayatollah Khomeini. Or he was forced to leave Iran and he took refuge in Iraq. But exile didn't silence him. So he started to record his speeches secretly and he secretly smuggled his speeches across Iran. So at that time, Iraq was under control of Saddam Hussein. He himself monitored Ayatollah Khomeini. Saddam once offered Iranian government if they wish he could kill Khomeini. Iranian opposition refused that offer. So then came a turning point when Shah Raza Pahlavi made a major mistake. So he organized a grand Persian festival celebrating 2500 years of monarchy, spending billions while the Iranian people suffered in poverty. The public became even more furious and turned completely against the monarchy. After seeing this, Ayatollah Khomeini, he completely condemned this event and he started to record his speeches and started to send or smuggle his speeches to Iran. So people started to look at Khomeini not as a scholar but as a true leader. Seeing the rising unrest, Shah fled to the United States seeking protection, but the American officials made it clear, we cannot save you from Khomeini. Eventually, Raza Shah Pahlavi left Iran. When Khomeini came to know that Raza Pahlavi had left Iran, he came back to Iran. His arrival was historic. Millions of people received him, making it one of the largest public reception for any leader in modern history. So Khomeini took control of Iran and he became the new national leader of Iran. After that, a war broke out between Iraq and Iran, and it was provoked by Saudi Arabia and USA. So this Iraq-Iran war lasted 8 years. Eventually, Ayatollah Khomeini's health declined and he passed away. After his death, one of his close students was chosen as a supreme leader of Iran, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, and thus a new era in Iranian politics began. So, with the passage of the time, Iran learned a hard lesson that his real enemies are America and Israel. So, as long as Iran did have a nuclear power, it would always remain vulnerable. Iran began searching for a partner that could help it become a nuclear armed state. And at that time, no country seemed more suitable than Pakistan. So Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan, the father of Pakistan's nuclear program, allegedly offered Iran assistance in developing nuclear weapons. But as soon as this intelligence reached Washington, the United States imposed heavily sanctions on Iran. As soon as the United States realized that Iran was on its way to becoming a nuclear power, it released an official statement that there are some countries in the world trying to build nuclear weapons. One is Saddam Hussein from Iraq and the other one is Ayatollah Ali Khamenei from Iran. Following this statement, the US invaded Iraq, killed hundreds of thousands of people and toppling Saddam Hussein's regime. So after this successful campaign, America got overconfident and he believed that he can label at any country as a threat and justify military action. Now its new target was clear, Iran. Let's look at Iran's geographical landscape. On one side is Afghanistan and on the other side is Iraq, both hosting American troops. This meant that Iran was completely surrounded by US army. So, recognizing the sensitivity of the moment, Ayatollah Khomeini made a public speech that in Islam, making of nuclear weapons is forbidden and is haram. So Khomeini assured the world saying that Iran had no intention of making nuclear weapons. So after this statement, America lifted all the sanctions imposed on Iran. However, another country remained unconvinced, Israel. Israel continuously pushed US to take military action against Iran and then came another twist. A man in France, a relative of Ayatollah Khomeini himself, Mohammad al-Baradei, he publicly claimed that the Supreme Leader's statement was a lie. Iran's nuclear ambition was real. And once again, the US reimposed heavy sanctions on Iran. These new sanctions impact Iran's economy, and under these sanctions, Iran was no longer allowed to export oil gas to any country without approval of US, of United States. However, three countries could have trade with Iran: Russia, China, and India. Iran's economy began to collapse. Ayatollah Khomeini proposed a new nuclear deal with the United States, pledging that Iran would halt all nuclear activities. And US lifted most sanctions and Iran's economy began to recover. But then came Trump era. So Trump, known for its pro-Israel, pro-Zionist stance, withdrew from nuclear deal and reimposed strict sanctions on Iran. In response, Iran reassumed its nuclear development at a much faster pace. And then in 2020, the Trump administration authorized a drone strike in Iran, killing General Qasem Soleimani. In 2021, Iran held new elections and they elected Ibrahim Raisi as president. Under Raisi's leadership, Iran restarted its nuclear projects and began providing direct support to militant groups opposed to Israel, especially in Gaza. Soon after, Gaza war started a conflict with clear Iranian backing. And as we all have seen, anyone who openly defies Israel or the US really escapes consequences. So in 2024, Ibrahim Raisi died in a mysterious helicopter crash. Soon after, a new presidential elections were held in Iran, a new president took office. Immediately after taking the oath, the new president issued a statement. Ayatollah Khomeini's stand for nuclear weapons, that they are forbidden in Islam, remains valid. This statement led to new diplomatic opening between Iran and the United States. But once again, Israel was deeply unhappy. it accused Iran of secretly restarting its nuclear program, alleging that Tehran still wanted to build a new atomic bomb. Using these allegations as a pretext, Israel launched new strikes on Iran. And that's how we arrived at this tension. Dangerous moment we are living in. If you like this video, share, subscribe and like and leave a comment below in the comment section. Allah Hafiz.